At the Airbus 2026 Global Market Forecast briefing in London, industry analysts and executives mapped out a multi-decade shift in how passengers move across the globe. Rather than maintaining future capacity entirely within established megacity corridors, the long-term evolution of air travel will be dictated by the rapid emergence of smaller and medium-sized urban centres. So in this video, we take a look at why Airbus believes the A220 could transform global route networks, how changing travel patterns are creating thousands of new opportunities, and why this small narrow-body may become one of the most important aircraft for the next generation of airline growth. Airbus has designed its product line to catch this structural wave, with its smallest clean-sheet single-aisle aircraft playing a pivotal role in rewriting the rules of regional economics, the Airbus A220. Reflecting on this operational track record, Airbus Head of Marketing Commercial Aircraft, Joost van der Hagen, shared, "By providing the right aircraft that can open these new routes. And clearly, the A220 is the ultimate network builder, in that already more than 400 new routes unserved before are being created with the A220 allowing them to operate." Its track record across North America, Europe and Africa highlights how the platform operates as an ideal tool for route development. Instead of making an airline risk deploying a larger 180-seat narrow-body onto a speculative market, the aircraft provides a right-sized capacity option of 100 to 150 seats without sacrificing passenger comfort or transcontinental range. The type has proved its versatility by linking far-flung destinations like Riga to Tenerife with Air Baltic, covering non-stop sectors over 2,700 miles or 4,345 kilometers and establishing critical economic lifelines while burning significantly less fuel per seat. To capture this immense regional momentum, airlines need to look beyond traditional wide-bodies or high-capacity single aisles for their domestic and regional operations. Airbus views this vast geographic expanse as the next major growth vector for its small single-aisle offering, particularly as carriers seek to connect rapidly growing urban centres that feature shorter runways or challenging high-altitude terrain. Commenting on the strategic relevance of this market, Van der Heyden noted, "We see a strong potential for the A220 in Asia-Pacific for the next phase of network development. The numbers backing up this regional thesis are substantial. Rather than merely absorbing incremental capacity increases on busy existing routes, the manufacturer expects entirely new route networks to blossom across the region." As Van der Heyden further elaborated, "We see the potential for over 800 new city pairs to be served by the A220. The scope of this multi-regional transformation spans across multiple continents, illustrating that the appetite for thin, long-range connections is not confined to any single geography. Detailing the global breakdown during the London presentation, Van der Heyden explained, "In North America, also a potential for 800 more new city pairs with the A220, 600 plus in Europe and the Middle East/North Africa, for a total of more than 2,200 currently unserved routes that'll become suitable for the A220 in the coming years." This projected matrix of more than 2,200 unserved routes emphasizes the changing nature of fleet planning. In North America, where the aircraft is already deeply integrated into major airline fleets, an additional 800 city pairs could comfortably sustain non-stop service. These routes typically involve linking mid-sized industrial or tech hubs directly, skipping the traditional congestion of massive Midwestern or coastal hubs. Similarly, the 600-plus potential routes identified across Europe and the Middle East/North Africa highlight a growing opportunity to link northern European cities directly with leisure destinations or emerging commercial zones across the Mediterranean. According to the Airbus forecast, the number of medium and small cities with more than 250,000 inhabitants is projected to climb from 2,251 in 2025 to 2,857 by 2045. This rapid urban acceleration in secondary markets is creating entirely new origins and destinations, demanding a fresh approach to network architecture that bypasses traditional hubs, which the A220 fits in perfectly with. The urbanization shift has already dramatically altered the global airlines grid over the last 2 decades. The total number of unique city pairs operating worldwide expanded from 17,800 in 2005 to 28,000 in 2025. Remarkably, 55% of the city pairs in operation by 2025 didn't even exist 20 years prior, and 78% of those newly created routes directly involved small and medium-sized cities. Passengers are increasingly demonstrating a preference for direct flights, preferring to fly across sectors of 2,000 miles or 3,218 kilometers or more without the operational headaches of a mid-journey connection. Supporting this highly decentralized grid is a massive wave of global airport development. Since 2005, the world has added 532 active airports capable of supporting single-aisle and wide-body operations. Driven by the construction of brand new capital cities, specialized logistics nodes, and isolated tourism developments, these fresh entry points need right-sized aircraft to initiate service. The combination of growing secondary cities and a broader infrastructure footprint provides the perfect ecosystem for a flexible narrow-body platform like the A220 to target the 2,200 unserved routes identified by Airbus planners. The projected opening of thousands of new point-to-point routes is occurring alongside an unprecedented global fleet replacement cycle. As airlines face stricter environmental mandates and volatile operating costs, the economic penalty for flying older, inefficient machinery has grown severe. Many airlines have opted for keeping older aircraft types in service longer as a result of backlogs and delays for new aircraft. Over the 2026 to 2045 forecast period, Airbus projects a total global demand for 42,060 new passenger aircraft deliveries to modernize and expand the worldwide fleet. This massive delivery wave is heavily weighted towards single-aisle aircraft, which will make up 81% of all new handovers, totaling 33,920 units. The underlying drivers for these deliveries are split almost evenly between market growth, where accommodating rising demand accounts for 53% of new deliveries, or 22,240 aircraft, and fleet replacement, where retiring older, less fuel-efficient models account for 47% of deliveries, representing 19,820 aircraft. Out of the 22,240 commercial passenger aircraft active in 2025, a mere 3,490 are expected to remain in service by 2045. For operators looking to replace older regional jets or early-generation narrowbodies, deploying a clean-sheet single-aisle platform allows them to cut trip costs while simultaneously gaining the aerodynamic and engine efficiencies required to make thin transcontinental routes highly profitable. The future of global air transport will almost certainly be defined by flexibility, efficiency, and direct connectivity. In the immediate term, the industry continues its steady upward trajectory, with global air traffic in 2026 forecasted to grow by 2.1% compared to the full year of 2025. Looking further, the macro trends point toward a market that will more than double, with passenger traffic climbing from 9.9 trillion revenue passenger kilometers, or RPK, to 21.3 trillion RPK by 2045, representing a steady 3.9% compound annual growth rate. This long-term expansion will be heavily supported by expanding middle classes and rising propensity to travel across emerging economies, but the infrastructure constraints of the world's primary mega-hubs means this traffic cannot be funneled through the same old channels. The traditional model of mixing passengers through congested connecting hubs is giving way to a more sophisticated, highly distributed network architecture. By identifying more than 2,200 unserved routes that are ripe for direct narrow-body service, Airbus has mapped out the work plan for the next phase of global commercial aviation. As airlines absorb tens of thousands of next-generation single-aisle aircraft over the next 2 decades, the deployment of right-sized, long-range platforms will remain the primary mechanism for opening new markets, getting past the delivery delays, and delivering the seamless point-to-point travel that modern passengers demand. What do you think? Could the Airbus A220 become the ultimate network builder over the next 2 decades? Or do you think larger narrow-body aircraft will continue dominating airline expansion plans? Let us know by leaving a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more aviation content. See you next time. And be sure to check out Simpleflying's flight tracker. From live alerts and data on commercial, military and government flights, it goes way beyond your standard tracker. It was built specifically for avgeeks, free and live, right at your fingertips. In addition to our daily YouTube videos, Simpleflying publishes over 150 articles and a podcast every week. Visit simpleflying.com.